For the people that have their minds made up, of course, I'm not going to make any difference. So I guess it doesn't really matter if I make this video or not. Only the people who are ready to learn will listen. And I guess that's the way it's always been anyway. See the guy behind me? Yes, that's the Dalai Lama. Oh, yes, that's the Dalai Lama. Have you heard what he did? There are a ton of videos online that explain this, but in Tibetan culture, there's much significance to the tongue. In Tibetan culture, it's like saying hello. They stick the tongue out. This is based on myth or a folktale from ancient Tibet before it was Buddhism. There was a king of the Bon religion. That was the religion that preceded Buddhism there. And the king was said to have a black tongue. So over the centuries, Tibetans will stick their tongue out to show you that they are not the reincarnation of the bad king because they have pink tongues. It's one of those folktale things. You know, it's not like that's a significant, it's just an insignificant little thing that you probably, even if you study Buddhism, you may have never heard about it until now. Okay, so Dalai Lama, he stuck his tongue out. It was a ceremony for this kid. I'm not exactly sure what the whole thing is because I still haven't seen the whole thing. I've only seen edited clips, and I'd like to see the whole presentation, but it's probably super boring because we don't know what's going on with this child. Anyway, the kid asked the Dalai Lama if he can have a hug. There was a pause. Dalai Lama sat there for a while thinking about how to respond. Well, in Tibetan culture, when a child is asking an elder for emotional support, they want to hug, they want to kiss, they want you to hold them, something like that, the adult will tease the child. And the Tibetan thing to say is, I've given you everything, little kid. The only thing I can give you is my tongue at this point. Here, eat my tongue. So there you go. If you've seen the clip, you can see that Dalai Lama, who doesn't speak much English, he taught himself English, he was struggling to think of the word. Instead of eat, he said, suck my tongue. That's when all the controversy started because the West, we're not that smart. We think that everybody's sexually depraved like we are, but they're not. The world's not like we are. The tongue is not even sexual in a lot of cultures. So that's on you, not on the Dalai Lama. That's on your limited perception. Go study. Go test what I said. If you're curious about this subject, go see what Tibetans and the experts of Tibetan culture have to say to you about this. Chances are you think he's a bad guy and he's connected to Nexium. Check into that connection, okay? Number one, why don't you check into that connection and see what actually happened? How connected is he? And how much money did he receive from Nexium? Check out that information. You might be surprised he received nothing. So the disinformation program is certainly not limited to Westerners and Christians. I mean, that's a joke. What culture is dominant in this world? I don't think anyone could argue anything other than Christianity and keep a straight face. Christianity dominates the world. The Chinese Communist Party, which usually suppresses all information, surprisingly was open to this story and possibly even expanding this one.